Thank you, Kim, and good morning to everybody. Wow, we're in for a big treat. It's going to be amazing. Okay, so I just needed to tell you a little bit about myself. So in 2008, I was flying high. I had a really top job in Australia, flying around. I had not long moved house with my husband, and things were looking on the outside really good, but on the inside, things weren't feeling too good. 2008, in August the 16th, I went to work, and I was feeling a little bit tired, but I thought, it's okay, I've got some time coming up, but I'm going to be off. But I went home at lunchtime because I wasn't feeling very well, and that was really unusual to go home, but I was really, really tired, and it turned out that I never ever went back to that job again. So I went home, I was really, really sick. I was in bed, I thought I had a virus or something, and I waited for a while, went to the doctor, and it was just like, just stay home. But it turned out I stayed in bed for days, weeks, and turned out to be months. And that journey continued for years. That journey actually continued for 6 years. So it was really, really, really dark. It was a really, really bad time for me and for my family. And sort of the whole of the bottom just dropped away. I went to the doctors. I went to, I saw everybody really. I had every sort of check that you can imagine. And they said, you're fine. And I said, well, that might be okay, but I'm not fine. And so I'd go back to my bed. I would struggle to get out. I couldn't eat very much. I was allergic to just about everything. I lost so much weight. I looked like a walking skeleton, really. And my husband and my family were really worried. And then I just kind of started to get the message that if it was going to change, that it was going to have to be up to me. So I started to look for alternatives. I went to naturopaths and all sorts of other things. And then little bit by little bit, there was small step forward, but it was very, very dark for a long time. I lived on top of a cliff, and sometimes I considered what my options were, because living that life like that was unimaginable, and I had been full of energy and lots of life and doing lots of things, and it was kind of like it was all over. But then I found actually EFT at one point, which has some similarities to FasterEFT, but it's not as good. And then I found my way to FasterEFT, and I found my way to Robert, and I went to one of the early programs in Adelaide. I think that might have been in 2014. And then things started to turn around. But I can remember going, like maybe some of you that are here today, I was really tired, and I'm thinking, how am I going to get through this day? It's really, really going to be a long day. It's a long few days. And I used to amp myself up, kind of get all my energy up, and then in the breaks or at lunchtime I'd go and try and rest so that I could recoup, and then I'd go home, I'd actually exhausted, and then try and get myself ready. But bit by bit I started to make some changes. I did have a lot of sessions on me, I did a lot of work on me, and then I started to study it, and Robert would come back every year, thank God for that. He came back to Australia every year, and then I started to make bigger progress, and my family started to notice, started to put back on a bit more weight, and started to get a little bit more bounce. I was still not working for many, many, many years there, and but I could see a change, and I started to eat a little bit more, and my whole demeanour started to come back. And then it just went from strength to strength, really. I didn't go see the doctors because there was no point anymore. I was just kept doing my tapping and working on myself, clearing. And so then I went up through the levels. Level 1, every year there was another level until I was level 4. And probably from about 3 years ago, I guess, that I started then to work with other people. Well, I had been working probably with other people for a little while, but more seriously. And now I'm completely well, fit, healthy. I live a different life from the life I lived before, and I'm really enjoying it. And I can say now that really it was a gift in unusual wrapping paper, that it was very, very tough for a very long time, and I wish I'd found FasterEFT earlier, and I wish I'd found Robert earlier, but that was part of my journey. And now I'm able to work with other people. I work with a lot of people who are sick, chronic fatigue or fibromyalgia or a whole range of other things, and it's just such a joy now to be able to help other people that are in that horrible place, and that there is hope, that there is a way forward. So I'm so grateful. I'm very, very grateful to be here. I flew in yesterday from Adelaide with some of my colleagues, and I'm very, very grateful to Robert Smith. So he is amazing. Some of you already know him, so that's fantastic, and some of you haven't maybe met him yet, that you've got a wonderful opportunity in the next few days to get to know him and to really appreciate his brilliance. And so he's really studied this stuff, and he's really committed. His life really is FasterEFT and helping people. And here we are in Brisbane, and he travels travels around the world helping people and making a real difference in people's lives so that we can go on live our best life, be the best that we're here to be and do. So I really commend that to you, and I think that's probably all I need to say, except for the welcome the man himself. He is genius Robert Smith. We love him. Thank you, Robert.